Hello and welcome. Today we are reviewing the September 11th, 1995 editions of Raw and Nitro to see who truly won the Monday Night Wars. And to start this episode off, we are looking at Nitro, the first show. Just to note, I am only reviewing the matches, and I do have my script. I have half a script on the computer, so I'll just be looking at that occasionally. Um, so I'm only reviewing the matches on the card, so nothing between them. We start the show off with Alex Wright versus Sabu, and as it turns out, Sabu is debuting in WCW tonight. So let's see what the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal Sabu has in store for us today. Things start off with Sabu starting things off. Great job, Mason. We really need typing lessons. Things So Sabu starts things off hot. Just a bunch of crap goes on, like they're working each other over. Nothing too big. A clothesline out of the ring by Sabu. Sabu brings out a chair, which I was not expecting. I thought that the referee would try and stop him, but no. Um, so now there's a chair involved. Wright takes the advantage after Sabu fails at doing his leaping leg thingy. It's perfect. This is gonna end very well. Um, and then, yeah, after a failed attempt at doing that, whatever that was called, I want to say Air Sabu, but I'm probably wrong, so it's just gonna be called Air Sabu. Air Sabu, people. Um, Wright take Wright gets back into the ring and nails a huge drop kick from the top. The height of that drop kick was huge. The height was amazing. That's what my script says. Wright does get the crossbody in. He does a diving crossbody over the top, but Sabu doesn't he catches him with his arm. He literally lands in Sabu's arms, and then he basically just kind of sits down. It didn't look very good, compared to what I imagine a crossbody looking like. I imagine it's like going for getting them, catching them in the body slam position, and then falling down onto your back is my idea of what that would be of crossbody. Um, Sabu, Wright was going for a move. Sabu climbs up and gets the Hurricane Rana. And I watched this moment over and over to try and figure out if Wright kicked out or not before the three. And it's a very close 3 count. Just to make sure that he doesn't lose all his credibility, he kicks out as soon as the 3 count is done. And that was just kind of weird. Did he get it? Did he get it? But he did. Makes total sense. Okay. Why does his equal us? Sorry, I have notifications going on and on because texting is fun. So after the fact, since now we have to go into my paper notes, since I did not fully complete the script because I got too bored doing it. Sabu beats up Wright some more. It gets interesting when he goes out of the ring and gets a table. You can tell that ECW's feel is coming in. I couldn't tell what he was trying to do. He's either trying to splash, diving shoulder tackle, crossbody, or swanton bomb or senton through the table. It looks like he's diving headfirst puts Alex right through the table, which definitely was one of the better moments of the match. I thought, and then the decision reversed, so Alex Wright wins because clearly, it may have been a botch or the referee gave the wrong signal, didn't call it off. So then, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but that was weird because the match was already over. So why would the decision be reversed? I actually just realized how dumb that sounds. So let's pretend like I never said that. But personally, I thought that was a very good match. Definitely the best match of the episode, which means it only can go down from here. So we start the next match here is VK Wall Street versus Sting for the US title. This is going to be fun, isn't it? Personally, my brain had already realized I didn't want to watch ECW right now because that's better. Like, just wants to watch extreme hardcore compilations. Is like, um, so Sting takes the advantage. The commentary. So Sting takes the advantage in the beginning of the match. Basically, just works him over. Blah. Commentary insults WWF, saying that Lex Luger left to play for the big boys. Yeah, very fun day. That was a fun night. They're talking about Lex Luger. I'm not sure why they decided to mention it during VK Wall Street versus Sting, only the finest of quality. But still, as it turns out that Lex Luger versus Hulk Hogan in the main event. This is gonna be fun, isn't it? VK takes the advantage after doing something. Um, he Sting takes back the advantage by doing a diving shoulder tackle over the top rope. Oh crap. I may have fast forwarded a lot. Because the next thing says diving crossbody Sting wins. That's all the notes I have for it. God forbid Scott Norton versus Randy Savage has more notes than VK. I definitely fast forward a little bit through this match because it was getting way too boring. As you can tell, everything is getting worse. Up next, we have Scott Norton versus Macho Man Randy Savage. The thumbnail for this match was very weird. I do not like it. I will try and screenshot it and add it into the video. Just throw it up on the corner. Yes, this one actually is a tad bit more interesting. Every time I wrote Norton for Scott Norton, I always forgot the last N. So, Norto uses his strength. Basically, because that's what I'm going to be calling him now, is Norto. So, Scott Norto. So, Scott uses his Vince McMahon sweatiness powers to work over Macho Man. And it's really more of a 75-25 with Norton getting 75 and Macho Man getting 25. It's like, I don't really think that it meshed. It got very boring. He just works over Macho Man for a while. I thought he was big, muscly man, so nobody could lift him. Savage hits a body slam and a clothesline, I'll assume is what I was trying to write. Savage goes up top for an elbow drop, but does not fully succeed, with Norton getting him into a bear hug. After that, Norton starts working over the back. Humbug. What is this? I have written boring, because this is what that match was. Very boring. On to the next page. Savage starts his comeback. The Dungeon of Doom decides now is a good time to interfere. Not sure why they decided the end of the match was the time to figure this out, was the time to come out. And Shark apparently realized that he was a dummy, and he decided to fall over. I believe he was knocked out cold, but I am not very sure, since I was probably yelling at my brother at that point for cleaning out the green cabinet that we have upstairs, because I hate that. He falls on Norton's legs, and Savage wins. Whoopity-doo-dah. Whoopity-doo. Whippity-frickin-doo. That was a bad match. But lucky for you, this is the final match. We're on to the main event time, which is Hulk Hogan versus Lex Luger. Hulkster does kinda technical. He does a drop toe hold into like a crossface maneuver, more like just like working over, like he has him like like by the face, like he's has him by the face. Hulkster does a suplex and Luger no sells it because yes, then Luger does a suplex and Hogan no sells. Fun. Luger does a body slam into the torture rack. Hogan, it looks like he does it 4 times. He drops the arm like 4 times. Luger drops him, thinks he's won. He has not won. Please let this match be over. Hulkster hooks up, big boot, leg drop, Dungeon of Doom invades, DQ finish. Let's see what my final verdict was. 5.5 out of 10. And that's being generous. Boy, that was a bad show. If you want, just watch Alex Wright versus Sabu. That was the best match on the card. And nobody can disagree with me on that. None of the matches were that good. Hulk Hogan Lex Luger was just a normal Hulk Hogan match. They're not very good. Commentary did mention that Lex Luger wanted to stop playing with the little boys and wanted to play with the big boys. Yeah, no. He left WWE because, like Hulk Hogan, it's like, Scott Norton, Macho Man, bad. VK Wall Street versus Sting, boring. I mean, Alex Wright versus Sabu was the only thing that I could care about this entire show. And why we couldn't get more. If it had more. Besides, the first episode had the exact same problem. The first match was very, very good. The second match was okay. And then the final match was Hulk Hogan versus Big Bubba. That only gave me like one funny moment. But now, we go on to Raw. After 13 minutes of talking about the Nitro, time to see what WWF has in store for us. Yes. Our first matchup on Raw is Razor Ramon versus the British Bulldog. And apparently, this was a few weeks after SummerSlam, so they, trying to remember here what they were showing. I think Dean Douglas was involved. Oh, yes. It was Razor Ramon talking with Dean Douglas over something. That will play into this match. Ramon takes the advantage. Ramon takes the advantage he just works him over. Basic. I tried to, because I used to do every single move. Yeah, that was boring. So I just went with Cliff Notes. I didn't really write down much. Apparently, via Sky Sports, this was the first Raw in Europe, which that was actually a decent show. I think this was actually a good episode to start with for the Europeans. At least it wasn't a 2019 episode, because then Sky Sports would say, yeah, no, we're just going to discontinue this immediately. There are already riots in the street over Shane McMahon being Shane McMahon. We don't need that. Get out. Bulldog takes the advantage with what I believe were some strikes. He basically punched him. It was body slams, actually. Because my next note actually tells me that. Bulldog takes the advantage with a bunch of body slams, and after this point, he starts working over the back with a bunch of back punches. Ramon takes back the advantage after he did his clothesline off the ropes, and then British Bulldog takes the advantage back by doing something. Wow, this was more body slams by the British Bulldog. Here fall Ramon goes up but takes two. Yes. Okay. So I now know what this is talking about. I'm not sure what here fall Ramon means, but I assume that means he fell over. I'll assume, and then I assume I'd probably say, I'm trying to think here who would I think British Bulldog fell over, and then Ramon goes up, but takes too long, and then, as I put it, the discus slap of the century. Yeah, he basically did like a discus move, like where he does a 360 yeet slap. I can actually demonstrate it. I can now demonstrate it. Oh no! Okay, we just averted a crisis. We almost had a crisis. Okay then, note to self, never do that again. Never attempt to be comedic again. This is not... We almost had many pictures fall over. Luckily, it was only one. Oh my god, that was almost really bad. And that could have taken out multiples. Like, I could have... Oh god, that would have been bad. Yes, Ramon takes over. Razor takes the advantage after, let's see here. Oh, yeah, he took advantage with the discus slap of the century, which resulted in a picture falling over, but I hope no damage because that thing was very soft. But in the chaos, the referee goes down, but, Dean Douglas interferes. Wait, sorry, I missed something. In classic fashion, Razor Ramon nails his finisher, but then Dean Douglas interferes. Remember what I said in the beginning is that Dean Douglas would be involved? This is how it goes. Oh my god, I should stop doing this. Bulldog nails the power slam. 1, 2, 3 kid splash lands on Razor Ramon, and there is no winner because it doesn't really make much sense. The finish was strange because technically 1, 2, 3 kid hit Ramon, Ramon, or he hit Razor. So that would mean he would be working for Bulldog. So that means Ramon wins the match. Razor wins the match. That's my final verdict. Up next is the Smoking Guns versus Brad Radford in the Brooklyn Brawler. This is a classic squash match, but it was actually a very fun match. I liked this match. Personally, I thought this Raw, I'm actually not going to say it yet. So Rad jumps, both the Rad Bradford and Brooklyn Brawler jump the Smoking Guns, double dime from the... double clothesline from one of the Smoking Guns. They were going for, like a connected clothesline, ducks, and then nails both of them with his own clothesline. Spinning neckbreaker from one of the guns. I would say the blonde one. It was probably the blonde one. I don't actually know. Ah, yes, my brother does enjoy dropping his Xbox controllers. Um, oh, big slam off the Rons. I mean, that's what it says. Oh, right, yeah, mirror text. It's a very fun day. Big slam off the Rons. I assume it means. Oh, big slam off the top rope. Guns take the advantage. Leg drop, sidewalk, slam combination. The Guns take the victory. Up next, we have Isaac Yankum DDS versus Scott Taylor. It's a simple squash. Isaac wins with DDS. Now we are at our main event. Psycho Sid takes on Shawn Michaels for the IC title. Let's see how this goes. So we have about 1.5 pages for this, so let's see what we have in store for ourselves. Yes, before the match officially begins, we go to the product placement of the episode. Apparently you can get a real leather hat that Shawn Michaels wears to the ring, and the official glasses for $25, plus $3.95 shipping and handling, so $28.95. Mason's just gonna go. He's just going to go in inflation calculator. Inflation calculator. Inflation money. I thought this would be simpler. Oh wait, I'm in all. Can I just inflation? Oh, inflation money calculator. That sounds like a good thing. Ah, perfect. So let's look at 1995. March 9 over $28.95. Oh god, the same item would cost $48. So in today's money, that costs $48.66. My god, imagine paying $50 for a leather hat and some glasses with Shawn Michaels on it. Wow. Michael starts off the match hot, but then Sid gets the advantage for a little bit, but he does his, "Oh, I'm a big strong man like me." Michaels drop kicks Sid over the top rope. Sid takes back the advantage with a spine buster. I actually wrote that one down. Sid with a big kick in the corner. He's on, and then throws Shawn onto the ring apron. He gets knocked down. Ted DiBiase, who was with Sid, beats up Shawn with some kicks. Michaels, even though he could just win the match right then and there, he decides he needs to get into the ring at the count of 9, but clearly his back is kind of achy. Michaels uses it because he's holding his back as he gets in, even though he literally never got targeted in the back once. Not sure why his back is hurting, when literally all that we've been seeing is front attacks. Not once has there been a back attack. So I'm not sure how his back is aching after landing side in front. Michaels actually counters out Sid's power bomb with the back body drop. Shawn starts his comeback, nails a cross body, super kick times 3. Michaels picks up the victory and retains his IC title. Now, as I have a final verdict with the pros and cons, which I will be putting on the screen as I talk. For WCW, I have a pro, a middle, and a con list. In the pros is Wright versus Sabu. Alex Wright versus Sabu was the best match on the card. In the middle, we have VK versus Sting. And in the cons, we have Hulkster, Lex, Norton, Savage. Those matches were bad. Total, we have a 5.5 out of 10. On WWF's category, we have, in the pro category, we have British Bulldog versus Razor Ramon and Michaels versus Sid. Except for the ending in British Bulldog versus Razor, I like the match. In the middle tier, we have the Smoking Guns versus Rad Radford and Brooklyn Brawler. I thought it was a very good match. I thought it was a fun match. I liked it. In the con, we have DDS versus Taylor because it's simple squash. What can I say? And picking up the victory with an extra 1.5 points is the WWF. WWF Raw picks up the victory here tonight. So that means it's 1-0 going into the next show, which is September 18th show. Let's see how much worse it could be. Since I've already looked at the match card I almost want to say there is no contest that WWF is winning next show. It doesn't actually have any squash matches even, and they're all like 8 minutes long. I can barely sit through an 8-minute match. That's kind of bad. But yeah, so that is the case closed on the September 11, 1995 show. I hope y'all enjoyed. Bye.